बिस्मिल्लाह रहमान रहीम। प्रेसिडेंट साहब, माय कॉलीग्स, मेरी बहन, सारे साथियों, अस्सलाम वालेकुम। I want to say thank you to Fahim Kiani Saab and his organization for organizing this conference. And I think that it's a timely conference, although we need to move away a little bit from our normal speeches that we do in a normal way, because I think Sister was very right to compare this lockdown with the Western lockdown we have, because the difference is one lockdown is for our safety and for our medical reasons. Of course, we get everybody gets food, everybody gets all the facilities, the electricity, the water, the telephone, the internet, everything is on. But more importantly, I have a little business park, and most businesses have got 10,000 or 20,000 pounds each for staying at home. All the employees get 80% salary. So nobody is, there are something like 200 billion pounds just in this country, which is being pumped into the industry, and also so people don't suffer. Compare that with Indian occupied Kashmir, where people have lost their walnuts still on the trees, their apples in the fields, everything from those daily wage earners who cannot go and get their food. But secondly, I think it is, let me just be, in a very polite way, let me just request that I watch some of the Azad Kashmir news and other news where people compare this, and then they somehow naively curse the world and say, now you know how Allah has punished you because you didn't do anything for Kashmir. I was watching a leader yesterday from Azad Kashmir saying this completely out of order, to compare this and then curse, because even right at the beginning, because this is not a curse, this is not because the West or anybody didn't do anything on Kashmir. It's an opportunity for us to compare, to say how women would feel, because women suffer at home without food, with children, with men and everybody else in the house, and there's no food and money coming in. It's an opportunity for us to express what is happening. And I am really glad that at least in this COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic and the crisis, the Middle East, good people in the Middle East have woken up. I was reading some tweets, princess from Oman, princesses and academics from the GCC countries, who have clearly started to lobby to say that what the RSS and the fascist Modi mafia, the cow brigade, what they are doing to Muslims, including Kashmiris, is unacceptable, and their governments, and in fact, some of those fascists were tweeting from these countries. They've clearly said that anybody who uses any bad language against Muslims and Kashmiris, that they will throw them out of the GCC countries. And I'm glad that some of these Twitter accounts have been deleted. So pressure does work. I can say, and I'm sure that everybody else does the same, that I spend at least 5-6 hours on Twitter and also on social media, just to make sure that all the news about Kashmir and also Indian Muslims is retweeted, and it's sent from anywhere I get any good sort of report, media report, I tweet it, and I also put my own little comments on there as well. So I think it is an opportunity, but it's an opportunity to revive ourselves, not the old style of sort of threatening people and demanding things. There is different way that we can do the work. I am sure my colleagues Afzal Khan in Parliament, like he did in European Parliament, will be raising these questions when the opportunity comes. But let's not demand too much of parliamentarians right now, because we have COVID-19, we have thousands of people who have died. You have to be realistic. There over 20,000 people have died. We still don't know the real figure, how many people have died in old people's homes. Lord Qurban Hussain, mashallah, even in recent weeks, he raised questions, and also whatever the debate is, alhamdulillah, he brings it back on Kashmir and the human rights situation in Kashmir. So I applaud his efforts. So, President Saab, I must congratulate you and thank you, because you continuously articulate a very good debate when flights were open, but you are still doing a wonderful job. So all of us together, we need to make sure that we find new ways and new opportunities to lobby, but we don't taunt anybody. We don't say, oh, well, now you've had so many deaths, now you've been locked up, so now this is God's curse on you. No, can't do that. This is completely different. This is, the COVID-19, the coronavirus, is a pandemic that where all humanity is suffering, and we have to sympathize with that. But we have to just politely say that this, when you know that under all your facilities that you've, we genuinely, I can say, how many people have committed suicide because they cannot see. People actually think this is going to be end of the world. This is the beginning of end of world. It is not. It is not. But the smallpox pandemic cost 500 million lives in 100 years. There are many, many examples of plague and other diseases that have come and gone. This will go as well. But it's an opportunity that we can bring attention to our brothers and sisters suffering in Indian occupied Kashmir.